My special honor to yield the floor to the chair of the THIMUN Foundation, Ms. Linda Duboc. Ms. Duboc, you now have the floor.
Madam President, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, and honourable delegates, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you on behalf of the THIMUN Foundation to the 44th session of the Hague International of the United Nations. At this point, I would like to thank especially the hosting schools for all their support in providing housing and admin staff. I also would like to extend my thanks to the Corps Diplomatique for once again giving their valued time to support this event. But my special thanks go also to Aramco Saudi and their Managing Director, Mr. Al-Tabal, who I believe is present with us, for their generosity in once again sponsoring our conference. It is most encouraging to see business companies investing in the education of future generations. And once again, I thank you. So, this year, our main theme of the conference is Oceans and Seas, and our chosen charity is Greenpeace. All the proceeds from the THIMUN ties and the polar bear and the turtle and the dolphin tombola will go to that charity. We'll also be collecting money in all the committees. So when preparing for the conference this year, I asked myself what this theme might mean to me personally and to you delegates. One's first image of the sea is of azure blue stretching out into the horizon, Pacific islands, dolphins, whales, beautiful birds and fish, coral reefs, and all those other natural hidden treasures that we see in National Geographic or in documentaries on the travel programme, or Discovery, or whatever, and which, no doubt, we should be hearing about later. But the seas and the oceans provide us with food, reserves of oil and gas, and allow transportation of goods from one side of the world to the other. They are essential to us. And yet, we don't fully appreciate them, since we continue to pollute them in many ways, endangering all those precious species. The sea is also perilous to our island nations, submerging them. Tsunamis strike when least expected, destroying land, homes and lives. My own experience of the seas is when sailing, both in good and in bad weather. Once, when I was crossing the Atlantic in a 12.5-metre boat some years ago, you would like a little coconut shell, you know, when you're only 12.5 metres, we set off in sunshine from the Canary Islands for Barbados. We were accompanied by dolphins swimming alongside, we encountered turtles who then immediately went down, frightened of everybody, or beautiful birds following us. Flying Atlantic mantas, if you know what those are. Sunfish, amazing fish all around us. However, we suddenly hit a storm that raged for 24 hours. And we had to face 10-metre high waves. And that wasn't the worst thing. Those waves masked us from the radar screens on the large shipping vessels that were around us. It was the longest 24 hours that I had ever experienced. And it was a time when I really thought I was going to join all those treasures at the bottom of the sea. As you can see, we did get to Barbados, and we didn't land ourselves amongst those lovely fish at the bottom of the sea. But back to this week. In this week, you will be debating on many political and conversationalist aspects related to the sea and oceans. And I ask you not only to formulate resolutions, but to take them beyond the conference into real life and act on them. Model UN is not a game, please. It is also not a mere simulation of the United Nations. It is a way of learning diplomacy and understanding of other cultures and ideas in the hope of future peace. As you, dear delegates, are our future, we put our trust in you and hope that you will uphold your ideals beyond this week and put back into society what you have been privileged to take out of it. I wish you all a very productive week. Thank you for listening.